I think Islam's a funny dude. I like his comments. I think he's got a great dry humor with the kind of the language barrier that he has. I think it's hilarious. It comes across great. Yeah, look, I have no problems with Islam. There's all respect from a competitive point of view. There always is. If he says anything that steps out of line in my book, then he's opening up a door for me to go in, and I don't want to do that. Does that make sense? There's too much negativity in this sport. There's too much of a bad energy at times. We always want to talk about someone in a negative light. Oh, this person said this. What do you think? Oh, he's this, he's that. Gone should be the days of negativity, and let's just speak about people in positive light. So I don't want that to go that way. I don't want any negativity. Let's focus on the fight. There's history to be made on both sides of the octagon. You know, he's the greatest lightweight champion we've ever seen. He's a two-weight world champion, and if he can win this fight on Saturday night, he breaks the longest consecutive win streak in UFC history. On my side, I'm trying to achieve the dream that I had as a 16-year-old kid from Dublin, Ireland, of becoming the UFC champion. Not only that, I'm also, with a win, the most victorious Irishman in UFC history, and I break Conor McGregor's wins at the moment. So there's history on both sides of the octagon. I want to create mine and stop his, and we don't need to do anything else other than just fight on Saturday night. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. And last for me, you have Conor McGregor as the biggest Irish star MMA. If you win this belt, what would you have to accomplish before you feel comfortable saying, I am the new face of the Irish MMA?
Being the face of Irish MMA is going to be a tough ask when you have such an iconic fighter from the same country like Conor McGregor. It is never something I've ever thought about, of being the face of Irish MMA. However, I want to make it abundantly clear. Since I entered the UFC, I've been the only one flying the flag. I've been the only one getting the wins in the UFC since then. Many have tried, many have failed, but I've been the guy consistently showing up and getting wins and at the highest level of the sport. I am the new face of Irish MMA, but I don't think I'll ever be the face of Irish MMA unless I achieve all of the goals that I wish to achieve. And I'm talking about a decade of domination. I'm 28 years of age. I can fight. Look, Volkanovski is still the champion of the world. He's 38. Justin Gaethje just won a world title for his third attempt. He's 38 years of age. I have 10 years of domination at this sport at the highest level against the next best opponent every single time. Something that excites me as being the champion of the world is fighting the right fight, the person who deserves the title shot the most, which is something that I feel like the UFC hasn't always done. But that's my job as the champion, is to make sure that the rightful contender gets the shot every single time.
And last one for me, what would it mean for you to break Conor McGregor's record?
I've never thought about breaking his records. It's never been something I've focused on or thought about. However, now that I'm in the position where, with a win on Saturday night, I become the Irishman with the most wins in UFC history, it's a pretty cool thought to sit there and go, when I was 16 years of age watching UFC highlights on my laptop in my room, that I'm that close, that I can do it. Tying it alone was awesome, but now I can beat it, and I've still got 10 years in this sport. That record's set in stone. Ain't no Irishman ever beating this record. I can promise you that. That's going to be up to 20s in a couple of years. Ain't no one beating this. I'm going to make sure that it's so far unachievable, essentially, that that record's set in stone, and that's the legacy that I wish to create. I want other Irish kids who are watching this fight Saturday night to sit there and go, I want to be where Ian Garry is one day. And then I'd love to see someone be on the cusp of trying to beat my record, because that would be a phenomenal full circle of events.